We are in a major global crisis.
We've done the debate.
No.
Hang on, we've done the. Hang on,
different
darling. Just let me finish the question.
To single out a television show as a sort of scapegoat for this kind of stuff just seems ridiculous to me.
일간 소울 영어입니다.
I mean, there is an age restriction on this game. Children can watch it, can't they?
They go viral in a heartbeat, and then the parents are under pressure. Oh, everyone's watching it, let me watch it. And sometimes parents don't have time, to monitor everything. Their child is being exposed to something which is deeply graphically violent. I've watched a clip of it, and they don't have the emotional and psychological maturity.
These are children's games which are depicted in a nasty way. And is that something that adds to your concern?
Especially very young children, they don't understand, oh, that is just a program, those are actors. It all becomes very messed up. And say, I've just become a grandparent and I will be doing everything in my power to allow my grandchild, with my son and my daughter-in-law, to have a childhood that's magical. Children are full of imagination. They're very creative little beings. So let's not fill their childhoods with darkness. And
here before, we've done the debate. Hang on, darling. Just let me finish the question. We've done the debates about video. Nasties. I mean, I look back on my school days. We'd shoot each other in the head. We used to shoot each other in the back. We'd have executions.
We are in a major global crisis with violence in the home, violence in our streets. Every day there's terrible things going on, teenage violence.
As you said in your introduction, it's no more violent than a dozen other shows I could mention straight away. The thing that happened in the early 80s, the focus on the so-called video nasties, that was going to turn our children into sort of soulless, dead-eyed monsters. And of course it was nonsense. It was all scaremongering. It was a sort of moral panic that was cooked up with sort of fake statistics and false news stories and stuff that had never happened. I wouldn't sit down with a 6-year-old and watch Squid Game any more than I would sit down and watch it.
The point. People are.
Is that a question of how terribly violent this show is, or how irresponsible some parents are? I mean, it's a different.
Having young women killed in our streets. Teen violence. We had the horrific death of the MP recently. You cannot, as I said before, you can't have your cake and eat it and go, oh, let's not worry about this stuff.
I mean, I don't quite understand what you're talking about in terms of having your cake and eat it. No, nobody is arguing that the violence in society is horrendous, but to single out a television show. To single out a television show as a sort of scapegoat for this kind of stuff just seems ridiculous to me. It's a kind of media-driven bit of scaremongering. Yeah. Children are doing this in the playground, children are doing that in the playground. And as Richard pointed out, children's games are inherently cruel. To suddenly turn around and go, oh, there's a huge rise in bullying, like bullying at school never happens. And to be fair, you've seen a clip of this show, Jane, a clip. I'd be interested to know which clip
I couldn't watch any more without,
I've watched the entire show, which is the violence is necessary. These people and who are playing this game have chosen to play this game. They have left the game, then come back to the game. It's about kind of inequality and desperation and greed and voyeurism and all that stuff. It's a deeply watchable and entertaining and smart show. It's a deeply watchable and entertaining and smart show.
And there we have to leave it. We have to leave it there, I'm afraid.
Parents don't have time, to monitor everything. It all becomes very messed up. And
of course, it was nonsense. It was all scaremongering.
You cannot, as I said before, you can't have your cake and eat it and go.
To single out a television show.
구독과 좋아요 눌러주세요.